Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's our second Jose Mourinho versus Pep Guardiola special. Today we're looking at the history between the two. Where's the needle? Why don't they like each other? And why is this such a massive season in Manchester? We're working towards that massive Manchester derby at Old Trafford on Saturday, September the 10th. We want it to be about Manchester United v Man City, but we know full well there's going to be a massive amount of focus on Jose versus Pep. So today we're looking at the facts in relation to previous games against each other, why there is this rivalry and what it means most importantly to Manchester United and the derby. If you're a City fan or a press member who's basically got your head stuck up Pep's backside, there's quite a few, you'll point to the fact that when it comes to head-to-head games, Pep's won 7, there's been 6 draws and only 3 wins for Jose. However, when you scratch the surface of those games, you'll find that actually Jose might have only won 3 and out of those battles, but he's probably won the war in the battle between Pep and Jose as it enters the Manchester stage. Where did it all begin? Well, it probably didn't begin in a head-to-head between Jose and Pep. It started in the season of 2009. Well, 2009 was the year the game happened. It was 2008-2009. Manchester United were the champions of Europe under Sir Alex. However, there was a semi-final against Chelsea and Pep's Barcelona at Stamford Bridge. Second leg ended in a draw. Jose always said, as many people did who watched that game, that Chelsea were robbed by a poor referee who didn't give them lots of free kicks. Barcelona went through in controversial circumstances to play Manchester United in the final in Rome. United got it wrong tactically and Pep won his first of 2 Champions League titles. Sticking with that, you'll know Jose's won 2 Champions Leagues as well. One with Porto, one with Inter. For me, and I think for everybody, that makes him the better manager when it comes to those achievements, because winning 2 Champions League titles with Messi and Iniesta and Xavi in their prime probably isn't that as difficult as winning it with Porto and Inter Milan. Both won 2 though, and interestingly enough, both Pep's Champions League finals were against Manchester United, where he was successful. However, let's talk about their first get-together and where it all began. It began with, not Manchester United, obviously. It started with Jose at Inter, meeting Barcelona, Pep, in the group stage when why are they on my mind? God, we're talking about decent results here. When Barcelona were the champions, the following 2009 win against United. So 2009-2010 season, group stages, draw at the San Siro, comprehensively beaten at Nou Camp though, 3-0, without Messi and Zlatan for Barcelona. However, Jose would get his revenge later on in that season in the semi-final. A 3-1 win in the first leg at San Siro was taken to the Nou Camp. Pep and his Barcelona team knocked on the door, but they could not break Inter Milan down despite being down to 10 men, and Jose called it his most beautiful defeat of an opposition, which I'm sure riled Pep, and the seeds were sown for a rivalry that continues now into Manchester. The following season, Jose was installed at Real Madrid, a complete head-to-head of the 2 biggest clubs in Spain. That first season went the way of Pep. He won the league. He won the Champions League with Barcelona against Manchester United. Jose took the Copa del Rey, but it was the following season, and again, more needle between them. More competitive games, more red cards, more comments. And it was that season that Barcelona, that first one when Jose and Pep went head-to-head with Barcelona and Real Madrid. Another Champions League semi-final, Real Madrid against Barcelona, and again Jose saying, I want to see this manager Pep win the Champions League fairly. This is his second time now he's going into a final, having cheated his way through to a semi-final in so many words. Again, I'm sure Pep didn't take kindly to that. Following season, Pep's last at Barcelona, Jose came out on top. They won the league that season. Neither side winning the Champions League. Real Madrid winning the league. And then obviously Pep went on his sabbatical. Jose would leave Real Madrid to come back to Chelsea for what was their final meeting. It was his first game in charge of Chelsea, and it was Pep at Bayern Munich, and it was a Super Cup game that went to penalties. and Bayern Munich won it on penalties. And again, Jose was quite derogatory about who deserved to win that game. So there is a lot of history between them. Pep may come out on top when it comes to the amount of games won, but you can't help, whether he's Manchester United manager or not, you cannot help to observe this and know that Jose gets under the skin of Pep. Pepe gets under the skin of everybody. So it's interesting as we approach the derby. I don't think you can read anything into the fact that Pep has won more games. I think when you look at them statistically, Jose is the better manager. He's won it at more clubs. Pep's always had the security blanket of a big checkbook and world-class players, whether it's at Bayern Munich or whether it's at Barcelona. I think it's a big gamble by Pep. I think at Man City, Aguero apart, they haven't got the world-class sprinkling of players that he's had at the other clubs. He's probably got a bigger checkbook, but he's got a bigger challenge, because in the Premier League, every game's a challenge. Started the season the same as us, 9 points. They go into it. I just think it's going to be about Jose versus Pep. It's a next chapter. It's set in Manchester. Jose's the better tactician. Pep's probably the better free-flowing, beautiful football game manager as well. But what's it coming down to? It comes down to who's going to have that title at the end of this season. It will be in Manchester. My money is on Manchester United. My money is on Jose Mourinho. My money is on the fact that he's Premier League proven. And my money is on the fact that Pep is a bit of a fraud. I know people don't like it, but he is a bit of a fraud. He is protected by world-class players. You know, I think I could go and manage Barcelona and do quite well. He hasn't got that at Man City anymore. Maybe that is brave of him to try and prove himself. If he proves himself here, then I'll remove the fraud thing. And I only say the fraud thing because he gets held up as the best manager in the world. But all he's done is manage two fantastic clubs with great players, great resources in pub leagues that allow them to focus on the Champions League. If he does well in the Champions League with Man City, I'll applaud him, because they never do well. And also he's got a league that's very competitive as well. But we're all about the derby. I think Jose's going to win it. I think he's going to come out on top because he's the better manager and he's the Premier League proven manager. But it's going to be close. It's going to be interesting. What I would say is, I think we've dispelled the fact that these stats mean anything, that Pep's won more. The reality is they went head-to-head for 2 seasons in La Liga. They won 2 titles each. They're head-to-head for Champions League. They've got 2 each, and Jose's are far superior than 2 for Barcelona. And that's what matters. League titles and Champions League. I don't even think cups matter that much. Super Cups, what do they matter? It's all about the league. It's all about the Champions League. It's pretty equal. 1 league each, 2 Champions League each. But when you delve down into it, Jose won the Champions League with harder teams to do it. Thanks everybody for watching. Get commenting below if you disagree with anything. We'll have the 3rd one next week. We're talking about statistics. We're talking tactics. We've done players. We've done history. We're doing tactics next. Thanks for watching. Get commenting below. We're building towards this derby. It's going to be immense.